Hey y'all, it's Megan. If you're returning to my channel, welcome back, and if you're new, welcome aboard. I've done in the past a couple of videos about fun facts, interesting things, history, that kind of stuff about some Disney attractions, and I thought, why not talk about some Disney movies? Give you some of the fun stuff, because I don't know about you, but I hardly see a movie the first time I watch it because I'm reading through all the interesting facts on IMDb the entire time. Like, I have to know all of the fun facts and look up all the little quirky things that happen in the movie. Especially in Disney movies, there's so many fun little things that happen. So that's what I'm going to do today, and I'm going to start off with, I'm sure you can see down there, but the best Disney movie ever, obviously The Lion King. So that's what we're talking about today, fun facts about The Lion King. So the first one, and one that I think is just really amazing as far as the animators go, it took like almost 3 years to animate the stampede scene with the wildebeests. Yeah, because they had to create an entirely new computer program so that they could have each individual wildebeest running and do, it's an individual animal. It had to be doing its own thing, but it couldn't run into another one. We don't want the stampede to stampede itself, if that makes any sense. Yeah, it took almost 3 years to create that program and get everything worked out for like a 2.5-3 minute scene. So appreciate the stampede. I know it's a terrible scene, but appreciate it for the amount of work that went into it. It's especially interesting to note when you're talking about the amount of effort that has gone into this movie, even something that small, to think that this was actually like the secondary team. This was the JV team of Disney Animation, because they were working on Pocahontas at the same time as The Lion King. Everyone assumed that Pocahontas was going to be the higher grossing of the movies that they were planning to release in '94. So the fact that they had the top animators working on Pocahontas, and it actually didn't do as well as they had hoped, because Lion King's awesome, just saying. That's pretty amazing that the JV team of animation created what I think is the best Disney movie that has ever been. Speaking of the best, what's the song you think of when you are talking about The Lion King? Okay, my answer is probably a little different. My answer is Be Prepared, because we all know I love the villains. But most people are probably going to think Can You Feel the Love Tonight by none other than the great Sir Elton John and Tim Rice. So that song was originally, when it was written, I mean, Elton John and Tim Rice wrote it, but then the directors and the animators and everything, they were planning on that being like a comedic song between Timon and Pumbaa. Doesn't quite have the gravitas that it has now as the nice like love ballad. They do sing the final line of it in the movie. They do the "if he falls," that I'm not gonna sing to you, that's I'm not gonna punish you, but they do sing a little bit of it. But it was originally intended that they would sing the entire thing, and they were like, perhaps not. So they made it into a love song, a nice soothing ballad, how it is today. And then it actually almost ended up not being in the movie. Elton John got a preview a couple of weeks before the movie opened, and that song wasn't actually in there. And he's like, excuse me, where's my song? So they put it back in, and obviously it has gone on to be like one of the greatest Disney songs ever, and it's won all of the awards. So we almost didn't have it, and if we did have it, it almost was sung by Timon and Pumbaa. This one I've heard before, and my husband swears up and down that he thinks it's true. I don't know, tell me what you think, but everyone says that when Simba comes in and is like tugging on Sarabi and Mufasa's ears and like trying to, come on dad, wake up. He turns and says, before sunrise, he's your son. I always just took that as, I'm not waking up, like, go take care of your kid. Because my dad liked to sleep in. My mom was always the one who was like up and making breakfast and all that kind of stuff. I just assumed that was a dad thing, like, before sunrise, you take him. After that, he's my boy. But apparently it's a play on the fact that everything the light touches is his kingdom. And the sun isn't up yet, so he's not in charge. So that's why Simba is only Sarabi's son before sunrise. I don't know. Do y'all buy that? Let me know. I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. One of the other great details that is put into The Lion King is when Simba and Mufasa are having their like little heart-to-heart out in the field, and he says, look at the stars. The great kings from the past look down on you from those stars. So whenever you feel alone, just remember, you know the line. When you look up and they pan out and you can see the stars, the constellation Leo is actually like off in the stars over there. Leo the lion. And I saved the best two for last. Well, these are the best two in my opinion. Everyone knows Jim Cummings. He plays Winnie the Pooh, he does Tigger, he does basically a voice in every Disney thing ever. He is an incredibly talented voice artist, and in The Lion King he plays Ed, which you would think is kind of an easy job because Ed doesn't actually talk, but he makes so many different noises, and if you listen to him you can kind of pick out little hints of Tigger or Pooh or Pete from the Goofy movie. And he also had to take over for Jeremy Irons, who played Scar in the last third of Be Prepared, because Jeremy Irons actually hurt his voice. He threw it out when he sang the line, "You won't get a sniff without me," because it's so guttural and growly. He actually damaged his voice, and the rest of the song wasn't powerful enough. So the rest of it is actually Jim Cummings who has taken over and done that. And if you listen really closely, you can kind of tell a difference, but I think he does a pretty darn good job of imitating Scar's voice, and I think that's super interesting because that section of the song is actually my favorite. Sorry. And the final fun fact that I think is my favorite, this is the one that has stood out to me as soon as, when I started doing the research, I was like, that is my favorite, I love that, I have to tell them. Simba's mane is quite voluminous, it's fantastic, and it is modeled after John Bon Jovi's hair. So those are some little fun things about The Lion King. If there's someone who doesn't like The Lion King, will you please tell me why? Because I love this movie. I have loved it since it came out. It has always been my favorite. It's my husband's favorite, and he's not even as big a Disney freak as me. So if it's not your favorite, let me know why. If it is your favorite, tell me that too, because I love to be in good company with people who love the same movies. And if you have any other movies that you'd like for me to kind of consolidate some fun facts and let you know about those, let me know those down below too. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, y'all.